Ginny Thomas just agreed to testify, but you have Pence, other key witnesses still holding out. Your sense, I mean, given how close we are getting to midterms, the chances we're going to see more subpoenas before the committee wraps up?
Yeah. Now, first, Ginny Thomas is going to do a voluntary interview. She won't be raising her right hand. I don't think so. And that will limit things. But it was pretty funny. This was, again, at the talk yesterday.
Wait, no, Harry, tell me, when you say that's going to limit things, explain to me what that means.
She doesn't have to. She's not talking under penalty of perjury. So it's a much more, back and forth kind of conversational without the actual. And we've had many people who have talked in the first instance by voluntary interview, and that's just a lot less of a starchy situation. She's not raising her right hand. Cheney yesterday, by the way, was very interesting. She was asked, well, this is the last one, right? And she just very coolly said, no, I disagree. And you had the sense this was a few hours after Schiff had spoken. Maybe she knows something he doesn't. But Hugo, again, I think, when you look at the schedule, is correct. It's going to be difficult for them to jam much in before the midterms, but that's the big lame duck period, when, of course, they'll also be writing their final report.
Hugo, Congresswoman Cheney now says she's willing to campaign for Democrats if it keeps election deniers out of office. What kind of path has this committee created for anti-Trump Republicans?
That's a really good question. I think they've kind of forged this middle path here because, I think this committee has evolved since it first started the investigation. I think when it started, it was much more of a Democrat kind of heavy, messaging. And then in the kind of weeks into the first hearings, a lot of this mood changed. And, Cheney really came to the fore. She really started taking control over some of the key elements with the blessing of the chairman, Benny Thompson. And so you really have this bipartisan investigation now. And I think it kind of gives a safe space, a area for Republicans who are maybe, disillusioned by Trump or find his behavior kind of antithetical to democracy to kind of come in here and say, look, we don't have to be part of a MAGA Republican Party. We can come back to kind of Republican values as they were traditionally kind of viewed. And I think Cheney has kind of forged that path. And, she's obviously saying that if Trump runs for president, then she won't be a Republican. I think that was a really significant statement.